so sorry, Morgan. It is a matter of pride, but also sad. I fear I must announce the death of more Brookfeldians, who died fighting for king and country.
Captain Robert Mitchell Rivers, a previous head boy of this school, and the eldest son of Sir John Rivers, our chairman of governors. Subaltern Anthony Andrew Grenville of the Suffolk Regiment, killed in action at the Somme. Edward Charles Peter Hawthorne, captain in the 1st Somerset Light Infantry, commendation for bravery, mortally wounded at the Somme. Lieutenant Michael Jeremy Atkins, missing in action with the Grenadier Guards and presumed dead. Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Charles Alderdice, 119th Battery, the Royal Field Artillery, special commendation for bravery, killed in action. Captain James Asquith Highcroft, Oxford and Buckingham Light Infantry, missing in action, presumed dead. Lieutenant Colonel George Arthur Wallingford, Lancashire Fusiliers, missing in action. Captain Robert William Willis, Royal Engineers, missing in action. Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Reinhardt, Royal Horse Artillery, killed in action. Second Lieutenant Graham Sidney Evans,
Elliot, Eversley, Ferguson.
And finally, I regret that I have to announce the sad death of a beloved colleague and a fine teacher. Those of us who knew him will be sorry to hear that Maximilian Friedmann Steffel was killed 2 weeks ago. This school owes him much. Such capacities as a teacher and human being must not be clouded by issues of nationality, even in such crucial times. Individuals are not nations. Let us remember Max Steffel. Let us remember them all in our thoughts. Gentlemen, today we will call upon the services of Mr. Gibbon and his Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire to show us that history repeats itself. Will you turn, please, to chapter 9 of volume 2. War and the administration of public affairs are the principal subjects of history. Thank you, Warburton. Who will continue, if you please, Mr. Lancaster?
But the number of persons interested in these busy scenes is very different, according to the different condition of mankind.
Now, what Mr. Gibbon is saying here, or is about to say, and Mr. Gibbon would hope for fewer lightnings from the gods when saying so, is that people who are calm and occupied in peaceful countries never make war. Continue, please, Mr. Lancaster.
But a state of freedom and barbarism, the season of civil commotions, raises almost every member of the community into action, and consequently into notice.
Gentlemen, take cover under your desks, please. Now, gentlemen, this next passage I count important enough to have you repeat after me. The irregular divisions and restless motions of the people of Germany dazzle our imaginations and seem to multiply their numbers. The profuse enumeration of kings,
Hier sind Sie in Sicherheit.
Danke.
The German boy sent me a charming letter when the war was over. I recall thinking at the time that he was himself a sixth former somewhere. They lost their young men too.
They all lost someone.
Is it true that you gave him walnut cake with pink icing?
My late wife, Catherine, believed it improved people. I think she was right.
Wonderful to have the photography club.
Do you remember Stefel? I'm certain that he would have been here for today's celebrations. A beautiful singing voice. I think that's why old Weatherby was so fond of him.
Chips, how are you feeling today?
I'm hale again, thank you.
I do feel, sir, that you ought not to overdo it today.
Poppycock. Let us celebrate our history. Good Sexton.
Sir, I don't believe you've met my wife. Darling, this is... Well, you know who this is.
Oh, I've heard so much about you.
Thank you.
Hello, Chips.
Sir, it's Calendar, sir. How are you these days?
Oh, Calendar is single-handedly responsible for the end of fagging. Oh, my dear Collie. I'm so very pleased to see you.
So good to see you, sir.
Why don't you have a seat, sir?
Yes. I think I will, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And now, Mr. Chipping, Chips, the very first copy of the new history of Brookfield School, with all our best wishes.
Sir, I hope you remember me. I'm Rushton.
Of course I do. Rushton. How very nice to see you. How are you?
I'm awfully well, sir. I'd love you to meet my daughter. She knows all about you and Mrs. Chipping. I've taken the liberty of calling her Kathy.
Oh, Kathy.
See, Chips? Everyone loves you.
My father attended his wife.
They were very happy, by all accounts. So sad they never had any children.
Oh. But I do have children. Hundreds of them. All boys. Ansley. Vales. Wagstaff. Watling. Warburton. Waveney. Yates. Yelland. Young. Come along. In before the bell.
A whole host of Hollywood stars comes to ITV3 under one umbrella. Mermaids is our movie later at 9 o'clock. Up next, they're miles apart, but that means nothing. Ladies of Letters is in a few moments.